So May 1st, we arrived at James Island County Park, which is here in beautiful Charleston. It's a very rustic campground, and we got ourselves settled. We haven't had much of a chance to look around, but we've really enjoyed kind of relaxing and hanging out with Xena here in nature. They have an amazing dog park, and we'll bring you more of all that next week. So we thought we'd do a little something different this week, but wanted to show you where we were. And we thought we would do a video to tell you a little bit about things that, since we went RVing full-time, considering we had never gone camping before that we kind of wish we might have been aware of ahead of time.
Yeah. Some lessons learned that we thought we could share with you.
Enjoy!
So, at home, when you have a simple car, you don't think about the tires that much, unless you see a problem. We have 12 tires, and 6 of them, we have 3 axles here, are holding up 24,000 pounds. It's really important that you know what the tire pressure is, because you do not want to blow out. Very dangerous. So we have a thing on these tires called tire minder. It's a long way from the back tire all the way to the front of the truck. In the front of the truck, we have a Bluetooth receiver and an app on our phones. And if that tire pressure changes either suddenly or even slowly, it'll warn us on our phones. If the temperature goes up, it'll also warn us on our phones. Really important stuff.
So in a house, generally you have wireless Wi-Fi, and depending upon what kind of service you have, it works all the time. In an RV, you are completely dependent upon where you're staying and the strength of their Wi-Fi service in the RV park. We stay different places, and sometimes it's unbearable. It's so slow that we have uploaded, I'm working on our video now for this week, that we have uploaded literally for over 24 hours to put our YouTube video actually out on the internet. So that's something that we always have to think about. We do have a booster in the Nest to make the signal a little bit stronger, but we've also experienced that when people leave the RV park, this signal gets stronger. So it's definitely something that we think about on a regular basis, is the trouble with Wi-Fi living in an RV full-time. So at home, in your house, you usually choose your cell service provider based on what works best geographically where you are. However, when you live full-time in an RV, you're moving all the time. So at any given time, we may have very limited, if not no, cell service. So it's something to consider. We oftentimes look on those maps with all those little dots about whether AT&T works here or Sprint works there, because it's really something that you have to think about, because if your cell service is not going to work where you are, you really have no communication. So it's really something that we should have considered or known about before we went full-time.
So in a regular house, you don't think too much about the toilet, what goes in it, where it goes, the toilet paper you buy, too much. But in an RV, you have to worry about all those things every day. What goes in the sewer system, in the black tank, what comes out of it, the toilet paper you use. We've learned some lessons along the way, the hard way. So what have we learned? Well, first of all, you should use this toilet paper. Not any old toilet paper. This is Scott's Rapid Dissolving, made for RVs and boats. Good stuff. good stuff. So, what we've learned from our experience that works for us is when we empty the black tank, we close it, we fill it again, we empty it again, we flush it out. That actually seems to work really good. That combined with the right toilet paper, putting lots and lots of water down there seems to work. No blockages like we experienced early on in our travels by not doing these things.
So in your house, nothing really moves. If you don't shut a window, something can come in. If you don't shut a door. But in an RV, you have slides that come in and out to make more space. Something you need to think about is you need to be really careful about like water and just creatures, especially bugs, because the only thing that's keeping bugs out of your RV is these plastic slides. So it's really something different. There's one here and then our slide over here on the other side. This is a slide that actually goes into our bedroom. So as you can see, there's actually up underneath holes. And if you're someplace where there's a lot of bugs and a lot of creatures that crawl, it's really important that you take precautions, making sure all of your seals are down. Also, Keith does a really good job of putting down things to keep bugs from crawling up the legs of the RV. But it's something that I never thought about in a house, that you were sealed tight. In an RV, you always have to be very, very vigilant about making sure that things are a little tighter than you did in a house, because otherwise you are joined by creepy crawlers in the night, which I'm not cool with. So when we had a house with sticks and bricks, we each kind of played a role in cleaning and making sure things were clean.
I did the outside.
And you did all the house maintenance and things that had to do with keeping the house together. And I did the inside. I made sure things were clean, whether I cleaned them or paid someone else to clean. However, with an RV, you can never stay clean, whether it's on the outside or the inside. It's very, very hard. But Keith is still in charge of the outside, and I'm in charge of the inside.
So how do you keep the RV clean? Well, most campsites, or many campsites, won't let you use the actual hose of water to wash it. And it costs, for us, $300 because it's 43 foot long. So, a bucket, water, a brush, and this product, which they're not paying us, it's a RV wash and wax, heavy duty concentrated. It works actually really well. Wash it with this once, wash it off with water, all in the bucket, works a treat. Gets all the bugs off the front.
So, staying on a campground, all of the area that you live on is sand and dust and dirt, and right now here in Charleston, dead leaves. So it's really hard because you're constantly walking in. You try to leave your shoes outside, but the dog. So it is amazing how fast 500 square feet gets instantaneously dirty. So that noise is something that you hear all the time inside the nest. That is our Roomba, which is my best friend in the whole world. We've had several, I think this is our 5th Roomba, but I can tell you that if I had to pick one thing that I would take inside of the RV to live here full time, my Roomba would be at the absolute top of the list. We have so much sand and dirt that comes in here between the dogs and our feet, we cannot keep up with it. So we literally run the Roomba several times a day. The other thing that I love is my Dyson. Great purchase because it is completely wireless, and so there's weird shapes inside an RV, especially with the slides, because things aren't even, floors aren't even, carpets aren't even. So the Dyson is really nice. Because of it being wireless, I can get in between things and not have to worry about where I'm plugged in if I'm plugged in. So it's tough to keep up with cleaning an RV on the inside, but we try our best.
So this is the end of episode 15. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe we helped you a little.
We are here in James Island in Charleston, South Carolina, and next week we'll be bringing you some footage from there. We'll be joined by our friend Phil Kiefer and hanging out with Dr. Shannon O'Neill a little bit, so you might get a peek at them.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we hope everybody continues to have safe travels, Thanks for hanging out with us.
Empty Nest Nomads
out.